quick fire video here, everything you need to know about the 12 bar blues in about 6 minutes. So I'm going to break this down for you and give you some more advanced techniques for some of you who already know how to play the guitar, and for those of you who are complete beginners, 12 bar blues is a perfect way of starting. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an improvisation E major, so you can get a feel for what the blues is. Okay, so I was using all sorts of tricks in there, like pentatonic scales and the blues scale, and ninth chords and 13th chords, all sorts of other stuff. And that was more fancy, but if you're not there yet, you can play along to someone who's doing that with the most basic part. So for example, this would work along with what I was playing. Bar 4, bar 5, so that would work, and that's the beauty of the 12 bar blues, is it doesn't matter what level you are, it doesn't matter if you're playing with Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, whoever it is, you can be part of that jam session and contribute to it, and you just build on these skills as you get more confident with chord voicings and advanced scales. You can just build on it, so, and you can even sort of get into more jazz territory. So how do we construct the 12 bar blues? Well, a bar is a measure, and normally you have about 4 beats, so every measure 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we move on to another measure. So for each bar measure we've got sort of 4 beats, and I'm going to play through the 12 bar blues and give you an indication of what bar number we're on. So I'm going to just keep in E major, so 1, 2, 3, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4, E7th and the E, bar 6, bar 7th, bar 8, bar 9, bar 10, bar 11, and final bar 12, and then back again, and we just loop around. So that's the 12 bar blues. Now, how do we know when to change? So we've got four measures, 4 bars of E, which is the first note of the E major scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then we've got 2 measures of the 4th degree of the scale. So in an E major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4 is A, and 5 is B. So 1, 4, and 5, those are the notes we need to make up any blues pattern. So if we're in the key of C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then C would be the first note, F is the 4th, and G is the 5th. So we need C, F, and G, and then we can make blues in C. So that's the pattern there. So we've got the four bars of the tonic, which is a root, and then we have 2 measures of the 4th, 1, 2, and then another 2 measures of the tonic, and then the 5th degree for a bar, another bar of the 4th, back to the root, and then at the end we have the 5th degree of the scale, which is B in this case. So if we're in the key of E, the fifth note of the E major scale is B, and that's where that last bar comes from. So I'm actually playing not a normal B major, but actually a B 7th, a B dominant 7th we call it. A B major 7th would sound quite dreamy, kind of ethereal, but a dominant 7th wants to go somewhere. It's sort of more meaty. It's not resolved yet. It kind of wants to go to an E in that case. So using dominant 7th chords, we can create movement and unease as well. It's not resolved yet. So we're whizzing through a lot of techniques here, but we've got 6 minutes around it, so I've got about 1 minute left, and I'm going to put some information into this, which is going to go a little bit above. So if you've already aware of the 12 bar blues pattern, you can use this information. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, flat 7 is where the dominant comes from. So the 7th degree of the scale is normally E flat. We're going to use D, so that makes it a dominant 7th. So it's got a D in it. It wants to resolve to A. If we want to embellish our 12 bar blues, we can. We can go beyond the 7th. We could actually add a 9th chord. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We could add the F sharp. We could even add a 6 onto it. A 13th, for example. So we can start getting into more jazzy territory very quickly. And we can use pentatonics, which are 5 notes in the scale. The jazz, the blues scale, which is the root, flat 3, 4th, flat 5th, 5th, flat 7th, and then the octave. So what I'm doing there is going down on a minor kind of pentatonic run, and then going up to the major third for to create a sort of unease, a balance between minor and major, which is characteristic of the blues. And also a lot of blues will have sort of bends in it. So you really want to get those bends in. That's characteristic of the blues. So if you're using the pentatonic, it's going to work over pretty much any chord progression. If you're going to use the blues scale, and then go up from the minor to the major, the minor third to the major third, that's going to give you a blues feel. And also using the bends. Going to mimic that sort of wailing and kind of the howling of the protest songs of old blues tracks and the predicaments that people were in. This is sort of a real guttural language. So those are the key elements of making a blues sound, and also the 12 bar blues. Have fun.